No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough mistakes created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, and your lips, they talked, and your hands dug around for the proof. Every look, every book, picture in your mind that you took created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes the roots of an endless summer, part-time temporary lovers, and the swoon of the deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. But in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposed who you are. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this version of you. go through grows you. Grows you in everything you go through. Grows you. Exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, and your lips, they talked, and your hands dug around for the proof. Every look, every book, picture in your mind that you took created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you in everything you go through. Grows you. Exposes the roots of an endless summer, part-time temporary lovers in the swoon of the deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. And in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you in everything you go through. Grows you. Expose who you are. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you in everything you go through. Grows you. Exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, and your lips, they talked, and your hands dug around for the proof. Every look, every book, picture in your mind that you took created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes the roots of an endless summer, part-time temporary lovers, and the swoon of the deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. But in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposed who you are. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights, and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. Grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, and your lips, they talked, and your hands dug around for the proof. Every look, every book, picture in your mind that you took created this version of you. part-time temporary lovers in the swoon of the deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth.
Reggie Kapp, and I am both the operations administrator and a licensed practitioner here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Before we start, we would greatly appreciate it if you would share this live stream to help us spread our message. I'll pause for you to do this now. I see people working their phones. All right. Wonderful. At Columbia CSL, we live the truth of who we are through our identity, vision, and mission statements. Our new identity statement, I have the remote here. Let's see if I can change it. There we go. Okay, I'm with you. Our new identity statement is we are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Our new vision states that we are contributing to a world that works for everyone. And we carry out that vision through our mission. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. I invite you now to set an intention for this week. Just take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention right now as you open to receive Spirit's guidance throughout our time together. So we have a saying here at Oneness, singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. And our guest artist today is Felicia Taylor. Woo! Please help me welcome Felicia.
How's everybody doing today? Woohoo! So I'm going through a little allergy thing right now, so I'm going to do the best I can. Hoping everybody's doing good. This first song is a song that I recently wrote called Strength to Move Mountains. Love inside you, feel it beating in your heart, feel the lighting, it's a new day, it's gonna be okay, step forward into who you are, embrace the winds of change, don't be afraid, have faith that God will lead the whole way. I know you've got the strength to move mountains. There's no doubt of what you can do. Feel the strength within. Your journey is just beginning. Hold on to what you have inside your heart. Never let your dreams fall apart. I'm singing, hold on. That God be your guide. Before you know it, you'll be flying high. Stand tall, be proud of who you are. And strings the sweats like songs. Go spread the cheer, singing loud and clear. There is no right or wrong. Hold hope for the future. Create a better way. The time has come to have the faith that we can all make a change. I know we've got the strength to move mountains. There's no doubt of what we can do. Feel your strength with it. The journey is just beginning. And to what you have inside your heart. Never let your dreams fall apart. I'm singing, hold on. Let God be your guide. Before you know it, you'll be flying high. It only takes just a moment for us to realize who we are, what we have, and what we're capable of. We all just need to hold on, because we all have the strength to move mountains. Hold on to what you have inside your heart. Never let your dreams fall apart. I'm singing, hold on. Let God be your guide. Before you know it, you'll be flying high. Oh, 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 hold on. We've gotta hold on. We've gotta hold on.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It only says one thank you once on the sheet, but I can't help it. Thank you, Felicia, for sharing that beautiful, beautiful gift and reminding us that we have the strength to move mountains. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. If this is your first time visiting Columbia, that was a special treat. We welcome you and we thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We invite you to visit our website, www.columbiacsl.com, to learn more about our spiritual community, replay past services, and find articles and other resources. And please check out the calendar on our website for events and opportunities to gather with our community. Exciting things are happening here at Columbia CSL. So first off, I would like to invite Jules Gilliam, Dr. Jules Gilliam, to come up and give us a quick little announcement.
Hi, everybody. So I just want to thank some people that are in this room and probably virtual, but yesterday was an amazing event. If you can see the Love is Love shirts that people have, they got them from Pride. And yesterday was absolutely amazing. If you're someone who is a part of the LGBTQ community, you know that it was a wonderful gift yesterday. I mean, just to have Pride in our own backyard, not having to go to a really sketchy neighborhood to celebrate who we were, and then to have children there, it was just absolutely amazing. And seeing a lot of allies there that were just so with us, and it was incredible. So I'm going to ask you to stand. I'm going to say Io, stand, Eamon, stand, Karen, stand, Judy, stand, Lisa, stand, Reggie, stand. Anybody else? Oh, Rebecca was there, so Rebecca, stand. David, stand. So and then Julia is virtual, and Dr. Phil, stand. Thank you. I forget my head wasn't attached. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. And I want to just educate people on the flag, because people asked about the flag. Now, we had technical difficulties with the thing that we had, the banner. So I'm going to educate you on the flag over there. So you're going to see, and hopefully you can see the slide, but the white, pink, he's got it. Awesome. He's got it. It's awesome. So white, pink, and blue are the trans part. The black and brown are for, they say colored. I don't like that word, but for black and brown people. The red is for life. And now I have to cheat and see, because I don't know all the other colors, but it's all good because it's in divine order. Yellow is for new ideas. Green is for prosperity. Violet is for spirit. And that's the flag. But what you just need to know is, because you're going to forget all that, is that this is a flag that represents the LGBTQ community. And there was a time, things have gotten much better, but we're still not there yet. But there was a time where we were the only people that could see each other. and we had to hide it in the closet, and we had to worry about our jobs. So it has gotten better, but we still have a way to go. And I think it's so amazing that it was the first time that we had a booth there. And I'm just so proud of the work of everyone that's here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jules. And thank you, everybody who participated in the Pride event. All right, let's see what else. As an affiliate member of Centers for Spiritual Living, our purpose and commitment is to support others in transforming their lives through the Science of Mind teachings. Therefore, we wish to provide the rescheduled Science of Mind course, Spiritual Economics, for as many people as would like to participate. We adjusted the registration fee to only $60. I don't think we've ever had an accredited course from the Science of Mind at that low price before. So if you're feeling called, the class starts on October 21st. So sign up today to reserve your spot. It's truly an amazing opportunity. This week, the Science of Mind magazine group will meet. They meet tomorrow evening, and all are welcome. We call it a group, but everybody's welcome. Anybody, you don't even have to read the magazine to come and enjoy the discussion. It's a great group. And let's see, the Creatives group with Dr. Jules and Dr. Lisa and many others. They will gather on Saturday, October 16th. That's next Saturday afternoon. They gather in person and it's they have a virtual option too. So speak with Dr. Jules or Dr. Lisa afterwards, and you can find out how to join in that if you're called to do that. Our monthly town hall community gathering is this Tuesday at 7 p.m. So please join in this month's discussion and spiritual practice around calling in our new minister, our new senior minister. That's right. We are ready to move forward in the ministerial selection process. So anyone who wishes to participate should contact me for an overview of the responsibilities and to we're taking a guess at how much time it might be for your commitment to be on that committee. And an important step in this work will be our forgiveness and releasing ceremony, facilitated by Dr. Nadine and our very own Io McClenny. This event will take place Monday evening, October 25th at 7 p.m. and will provide an opportunity for us to reveal the transformational power of love. That is just, it's going to be amazing. And we'll have some music provided by a new artist, new to us anyway. Her name is Jamie Hudson Craig. And I hope everyone will consider attending this. Even if you can't attend another thing this month, try to be there. It's a very important step for our community, I think. All right. So for more information and to sign up for any of our events, please visit our website calendar, www.columbiacsl.com/events. So each event will have the sign up link for it. Or feel free to email us at info@columbiacsl.com, and you can stay informed with our weekly newsletter. If you're not receiving our newsletter, see me after service and I'll be glad to hook you up there. And now let us consciously engage in why we are here, spiritual practice. We invite you to settle in, to center into this moment, to find that sacred place within where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Shamel Taylor, and then a guided meditation followed by an affirmative prayer by B. Amon James. And I forgot one announcement, so I will do it. We will do that afterwards. All right. Shamel, thank you.
Good morning. This week's talk is titled Enough for Everyone. The reading is from Ernest Holmes's Observations, pages 51 through 52, published in 1968. He begins with a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. "There is no enlightenment outside of daily life." Liberty means more than just having our individual way of life. The more we live and the longer we experience living, the more we come to realize there is no such thing as an individual good. That thing is good for me, which is good for you, and which is good for all persons. That good is a universal quality of spirit. We may say that God is good, which is undoubtedly true, and this good is universally distributed everywhere. This good belongs to everyone alike, but this good is not the private possession of any particular individual, and as much of this good as any one of us can conceive and accept belongs to them. So it must be with liberty. So it must be with freedom. Ever since the dawn of history, the human mind has been trying to figure out how to be free. All the great and ennobling lives have taught freedom of spirit, freedom of mind, freedom of soul, freedom of worship, freedom to live. We are hearing more about freedom today than at any time in our history. There is a spiritual element connected with this idea of freedom, a great intellectual and religious conviction that God made all persons partaking of his own divine nature, and that each one should enjoy divine abundance, complete peace, emancipation from pain. But have we all arrived at a true concept of our freedom, which means that my freedom could not infringe on yours or yours on mine? Freedom is arrived at and liberty procured spiritually, intellectually, and in every other form of human activity, only as we conceive that freedom is for the greater good to the larger number of persons. Now, please join me in this affirmation. As I enter into conscious union with Spirit, I embrace my liberty. I honor the freedom of my neighbors. And so it is. Namaste.
Good morning. I ask that each of you, whether you're here in the room or virtually, just sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. And be still. In your mind's eye, I want you to envision yourself in a room, sitting at a sumptuous table, filled with all the very best foods and delicacies, beautiful flowers, bright light overhead. And there are a number of chairs around that table, waiting to be filled. And if you will, I'd like you to welcome your first guest, that being the person that you love most in the world. You all sit there at the table together, excited about the feast that you get to partake in. And then, here comes another guest. They are your neighbor. The neighbor that lives to the right of you. You may not have met them, but they walk into the room and you see them and you welcome them at this feast. And then there's another guest. They are perhaps the childhood bully that caused you the most aggravation growing up. Yes. They too get to come and feast at the table. And then, I'd like you to envision someone of another race. Maybe you know them very well, maybe you don't. But they get to join you at the table. And then invite a friend whose sexuality is different than your own. Maybe there's someone you know very well, or maybe it's just a person you've seen on TV or have had some casual interaction with, but invite them to the table. And then I'd like you to invite a coworker. Invite them to the table. This is the table of love. This is the table of fellowship. This is the divine feast that has been prepared for all. In this world that works for everyone, all are welcome to God's table because all are expressions of God. And as you sit and you share this meal with this diverse group of people, you realize and understand that everyone at the table, including yourself, is a perfect expression of God. Everyone at the table is worthy of love. Everyone at the table is worthy, is worthy, is worthy. And your heart rejoices in this knowledge, in this awareness. And as we celebrate this truth of a world that works for everyone, I ask you to join me in prayer. What we know right now is that there is only one God, and that one God is the sum of the universe. That God is all, everything that exists, everyone that exists, whether we know it or not, whether we're familiar with it or not, is an expression of God. Because as God was in the beginning, everything was created out of God. And so everything that was created, everyone that was created is good. And so we see our brothers and our sisters of different sexualities, of different races, of different countries and nationalities, of different religions, and we see that they are all divine expressions. We see the birds and the trees and all of nature, and we realize that it is all God's good and that it is entrusted to us to care for it and to love it. And we take on this responsibility, this honor, with grace and with gratitude. For we commit to creating a world that works for everyone. We start with ourselves, knowing that we are worthy. And then we reach into our homes, knowing that all are worthy. And we celebrate right now the truth of the divine good that permeates this moment, that allows us to have the knowing, the consciousness to leave this place today celebrating each and every person we encounter. And we say thank you. And we give thanks. And we now surrender these words to the law, knowing that they've already been received, knowing that they've been heard, acted upon, and everything that's needed to be done to bring them into complete manifestation has already been accomplished. And so we know that it is good, it is right, it is perfect. And we give thanks and surrender these words. And I ask you to join me in saying, and so it is. Namaste.
Time to come back to earth, right? Thank you so much, Eamon. Thank you so much, Shamel Taylor, for that beautiful reading. And Eamon for that beautiful prayer and meditation. All right, I'm back. Okay, in the spiritual community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you. We invite you to leave a prayer request here at the front of the room in the prayer box before leaving today. And for our virtual viewers, we have a prayer@columbiacsl.com email address. You can email your prayer anytime, and the whole entire practitioner team will be praying to know greater truth for you. All right. So now it's my pleasure to introduce once again Felicia Taylor.
Ooh, hey. Every day is so wonderful. Suddenly, it's hard to breathe. Now and then, I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words won't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Yes, words won't bring me down. No. So don't you bring me down today. Ooh, ooh. To all your friends, you're delirious, so consumed, and know you're doomed. Trying hard to feel the emptiness, the peace is gone. Let the puzzle undone, let the way it is. 'Cause you are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words won't bring you down. No, 'cause we are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words won't bring you down. No. So don't you bring me down today. No matter what we do, no matter what we say. Oh yeah, yeah. Everywhere we go, so will always shine. 'Cause we are beautiful, no matter what they say. Yes, words won't bring us down, no. 'Cause we are beautiful, no matter what they say. Yes, words won't bring us down, no. So don't you bring me down today. Ooh, hey, don't you bring me down today. So don't you bring me down today.
So beautiful. We are beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much, Felicia. Gorgeous. So I did forget an announcement, but I think we're going to do that right after Rebecca's talk, if that's works. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, where are we? Holy mackerel. That was wonderful. All right. And now, speaking of beautiful, let's hear from our very own Io McClenny. She's a licensed practitioner and she is with the CSL leadership team. And so let's find out what's happening with our global connection.
Wait a second. I can't start. I'm not. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay, I've got to do the mic. Let me undress a little bit first. I embrace my liberty. How about you? Do you? Yeah, well, I mean, I come and I speak about our connection to the greater global Centers for Spiritual Living mission, but I have to start here at home and just speak a little bit about yesterday, which was just fabulous. And Ernest Holmes says to us in the Science of Mind textbook on page 291, chapter 1, grab your books if you would. Ernie says, as the young people call him, we exist in limitless opportunities, which are forever seeking expression through us. And am I expressing? So living from self-expression is the highest expression of love. And when we fully express, we are honoring that part of spirit that is within us. And yesterday here in Columbia, in Howard County celebrated its second annual LGBTQ Pride Festival, and we were there. Lots of us were there. So many, I think more than Jules could remember. And so what Howard County says is that it is our hope that LGBTQ community in Howard County feels safe, inclusive, and welcomed in this environment. And we here at Columbia CSL, what do we say? We are contributing to what a world that works for everyone. So for those of you in the room that got one of these little bangle dangles, what does it say inside? Take a look. Inside of your bangle dangle, it says, contributing to a world that works for everyone. So what is the greater CSL saying? Our SMSE committee, which is socially minded, spiritually active. That didn't work, did it? You get what I mean. They said that Pride Month offers us an opportunity to educate ourselves, right? About eliminating stigma, prejudice, and violence. So yesterday, I spent a little bit of time educating myself about pronouns. If you notice, I have a button on, and it says she, her. Those are the pronouns that I choose for myself. And I think that it's so important to recognize that I have said I choose those for myself. And I know that there have been opportunities where I've been in conversations and the words I don't understand, I'm not sure what it means, came up. And yesterday when I was there and there were kids there, kids who were learning their own pronouns, kids who were expressing their own pronouns, I thought about how when I was 2 years old, I started using electricity, right? I would flip on a switch or turn off the radio. That's using electricity. I didn't understand electricity till much later. After I took some calculus, some physics, then I could understand electricity. Can you imagine a world in which we were not allowed to use electricity till we each understood it? Some of us would never get there, would we? Some of us would never get there, would we? So all I'm saying is, let's just ask, how would you like me to address you? I'd like you to address me as she, her, or Io. Cutie works too. I don't know why that elicits laughter, but okay. But my point is, understanding is not what's required, just acceptance. So yesterday, when we sprang into action, When we here at CCSL stepped into our community, we set out a rippling call to action, not just for us in the room, not just for those of us who are streaming, not just for those people who are finding their way to us, but for the world. So as we walk out today, as we walk back into our lives, and eventually, yes, I will turn this off, I want us to all know that the call to action is just to express. So I'm able to walk in here today dressed in my regalia of love and my pronouns and whatever you want to call this, my halo and my angel hair, because this is a safe and loving place. So let's carry that energy out into the world. And that's what Centers for Spiritual Living is about. In all of the cities, all of the countries, and that it exists, in all of the hearts. So thank you for your time and attention. Peace and blessings.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Io. All right. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce one of the most patient people in the room today, our guest speaker of the day, licensed practitioner Rebecca Beall, with her message entitled, "What is Ours to Do Now?" Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. And I'm thrilled to be talking about love. And so I appreciate the meeting that our subconscious had, Eamon and Felicia and Io and Shamel. I appreciate the meeting that our subconscious had because we all just dovetailed together into what I want to talk about as well. So that's pretty exciting for me. And as we talked about our global vision, I love our global vision. The world, we're creating a world that works for all. We're creating a world that works for all. And you know what? We don't see that yet. In the small t truth, we don't see that yet. And part of being religious scientist is being spiritually mature enough to hold them both. This world that works for all, and do I need to do something? I will. This world that works for all, and this world that we are actually living in at times that are very uncomfortable and very painful. But I want a world that works for all, where our children and our children's children can live in peace and harmony. With enfranchisement, I love that word and I struggle with saying it, and with justice, with peace, and with love. That is a world that I want to envision, that I am envisioning. A place where all genders, all races, all ethnicities, all ages, all abilities are honored, not just embraced, not just okay, but honored and accepted and loved and understood that this is the fabric of what makes a very strong and beautiful community. So I'm going to ask you to take a minute and close your eyes. And I'm going to invite you to use your brilliant imagination to see such a world. Maybe you're seeing the diversity expressed and celebrated in yesterday's Pride event. Wow, that was a beautiful day. We talked about the children and the old people and the people with disabilities and all the colors and all the expressions of the divine. Maybe your vision is a little bit more Star Trek-y with a futuristic bent. Maybe you, like I do, imagine and remember a high school musical in which my daughter performed pre-COVID with a genius and extraordinarily diverse cast of young people. And just take a minute to know that this vision that you're holding is just the tip of the vision of God for humanity. And you can come on back and answer some questions. How many people envisioned a community of people? I did. A community of multi-ages, multi-colors, multi-genders, multi-ability levels. people experiencing the best of who they are because of diverse expressions. And yet, for us to envision such beauty, we must also examine our world experience right now on the global and the personal level. There's a spiritual teacher, Vernon Howard, who said, "The great solution to all human problems is individual transformation." And I believe that. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the work that takes a little bit later, the work of building spiritual stamina through spiritual practice. So there's a song that as I was preparing for this speech, and I had 80 million different versions that I started to write, and then this song just kept coming into my consciousness and kept coming into my consciousness. And finally I said, fine. Okay. So it's an old song and it's by the Black Eyed Peas and it's called Where's the Love? And the artist wrote this song in, they published it, they created it in 2003 as a response to 9/11. And then they remixed it in 2016 as this country continued to witness police brutality, violence, terror attacks, and poverty. And honestly, it's absolutely as relevant now as it was in 2003 and in 2016. So I'm going to ask you, where is the love? And so what I'm going to do is play 1 minute of the song so it can get into your brain as well as into mine, because it's really a genius spiritual song. So I'm going to hold it right up here because it's coming through here. Oh no, it's only coming through here. There we go. This is one of the best speeches ever.
With the world, mama. People living like they ain't got no mamas. I think the whole world addicted to the drama, only attracted to things that bring the trauma. Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Yeah, madness is what you demonstrate, and that's exactly how anger works and operates. Man, you gotta have love just to set it straight. Take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to the love, y'all.
To the love. To the love. Where is love? We're so busy looking outside of ourselves. I'm sorry, I really get choked up. We're so busy looking outside of ourselves. Where's the love? You, other people, you're the cause of the hate and the destruction and the anger and the violence in the world. You are that. If only you could love everybody. Nope. You other people, you are completely responsible for the state of the world, and you must change. This is one giant distraction. I can spend tons and tons of time thinking about, worrying about, getting angry about the government stalling or creating barriers to necessary things like voting rights and healthcare. I can feel anger at corporations patenting the vaccine so that the vaccine goes to the richest countries in the world and it doesn't go to the poorest countries in the world. Poorest countries in the world are not scheduled to get the vaccine until 2023. Where is the love? I can feel really angry when there's conversation, legislation, and very loud demands to stop teaching critical race theory in K-12 schools. We don't teach it in K-12 schools. And you know what? It's not being taught in anybody's local elementary school. And quite honestly, history of this country is history, and that needs to be taught. We need to teach the truth. California's burning. There's still not complete access to water in Flint. Right here in this community, contingents of people are advocating strongly against building homes for people who are poor or with middle income. Where's the love? Where's the love? And this is where we're living. This is the lowercase T truth. We do have a vision for the uppercase T truth of a world that works for all, but we have some work to do. So back to the Black Eyed Peas. People killing, people dying. Children hurt, and I hear them dying. Will you practice what you preach? Will you turn the other cheek? Again? Again.
Will we people who believe in a world that works for all, in creating a world where love is love, where everybody can celebrate who they are, where children can wear rainbow flags and dance in the street, will we turn the other cheek again? I hope we say no. I hope we say no and begin to start talking about what is love. And love is an action. And yeah, we do have to accept that there are people doing terrible things in this world, and they're impacting the conditions. And remember, Ernest Holmes talks about conditions aren't real. You know, they can change, and they will change, but they're impacting the conditions for millions of people in our world. So as we, the people who embrace the science of mind, we can't pretend that this isn't true. Again, with the lowercase t. Those conditions are real with the lowercase r. Yet as we know, and I know with every fiber of my being, that a world that works for all, a world of peace, love, justice, prosperity for all, is just the tip of the iceberg of God's greatest vision for us. And as we know, God is all there is, and we are all connected, and we are all one. So I'm going to confess something right now, because, you know, I play the waiting game too. But my waiting for them, whoever the them is, that I decide that the them is today, that's not working. And, you know, I'm not going to wait for them to start loving passionately, to start loving with my feet, with my action, with my words. I'm not waiting for that anymore. It's time to start to, you know, we're not waiting for people to find God. So where is the love and where is God? It's not out there. And I'm going to say that again, because it's not out there. It isn't. It's not somewhere else. The grand vision, God's greatest vision for us, is my greatest vision, and the greatest vision that is available to us all. There's another line in the song that I absolutely love. If you never speak truth, then you never know how love sounds. And if you never know love, then you never know God. Love is key. Love is the answer. Love is a solution. Love is powerful. And honestly, love is a beast. And love is doing hard things and scary things. Love is doing the actions every day. So I'm going to tell you a couple stories about what I think is about powerful love in my own life. So as you know, I am you might not know it, I am a special ed teacher, and I work with some of the kids who are the most difficult kids, who struggle the most to live in society. And I'm going to tell you about a little kid who I work with who, he makes life very, very difficult for himself. And so he was in PE the other day, and they were all playing, and he was standing in the middle of the gym, and he was screaming and crying. And they called me, Rebecca, we need you. I came up to him and I'm like, what's wrong? I just want to have fun. Well, okay, but baby, you can't be in the middle of everybody else's game and obstructing their game. And so I moved him out, and honey, what's the matter? I just want to have fun. This is terrible. And then he started to scream. And then, you know, then I could feel my own anger and annoyance and like, come on, dude, like right boiling up inside of me. I could feel it boiling up inside of me. So what did I do? I took a minute and I just let him be. Okay, you can come over to the corner over here because you're not going to interrupt the fun with your screaming and your screaming and your crying, but I'm going to let you be whoever it is you need to be over here. And you know what I did? I stood right next to him as he screamed and he screamed and he screamed and he screamed and he screamed. And he didn't make a lot of sense. I just want to have fun. I just want to play. Well, baby, go play. No. It didn't make sense, but I stood right next to him and I let it happen. And then we walked to his classroom and he screamed a little bit more. And after he was all finished, he said to me, can I hug you? And I said, of course, of course. And from there, I was thinking, like, that is a really badass expression of love. This kid could be whoever he was. My job was to protect him and everybody else. You know, he couldn't disturb everybody else. So with honor and
dignity. I removed him from everybody else. And then I allowed him to be who he was and have whatever expression it was that he was. And then when he was done and he needed a hug, I hugged him because I didn't bring in my own stuff. I didn't bring in, you annoyed me and you screamed in my ear and all those kinds of things that I had to handle. Like, that was mine to handle. I had to handle, like, my God, you're yelling in my ear and I can't stand it anymore. I had to handle all of my stuff around him. And I did. And I did it through moments of prayer and moments of meditation. And then I could come and be a loving expression. I could action the love for this child. And I think that's part of what being love is in the world. I do think that's part of what being love is in the world, is doing the action of love when people don't deserve it or when people make it hard. So I'm going to tell you another story. In this community, there are 5 properties in our little village that are up for being revamped, for redeveloped to, these are low-income housing in our community, and they're being revamped with huge amounts of awesome grants and money. So it's such a good project, and it's going to bring in low-income housing and moderate-income housing all at once. So it's going to help diffuse some of the pockets of poverty that are in this little part of Columbia, and it's being blocked. And it's being blocked because we don't, for reasons like we don't want people with poverty we don't want people with poverty living here because it costs more money, or because there's some little part of the code that says that, you know, we need to check this out. But the bigger part of it is that we have an obligation to provide homes for people who are poor. Not even that. That's not even right. We have an obligation to invite everybody into this community to live here, regardless of what their income is, regardless of anything. We have that obligation. So part of what love in action is I write letters and I go to county council meetings and I testify and I speak up and I go and make meetings with our representatives. That's part of love in action. Part of love in action is paying attention to what's going on in your community and saying, ooh, that vision that works for all, I get to be the bridge. I get to decide that I want to create the where we are now with the small tree truth to where I know we're going for a world that works for all. And I am the bridge. That is uncomfortable. I need to go and talk to people about things that I don't agree with them about. That's a really, really, really uncomfortable thing for me to do. But you know what? Love is about doing scary things. Love, God, the quieting down and hearing the voice of God in my mind, in my life, in my body gives me the energy and the power and the conviction to do what is right. If you never speak truth, then you never know how love sounds. And if you never know love, then you never know God. And let's talk about pride yesterday. How many years, decades did people go from small t truth of people killing, people dying, people are dying, people were dying. And then yesterday we saw the celebration of what is possible. What is possible? We held that vision. Thousands and thousands and millions of people held that vision through the years. Imagine what those people at Stonewall are thinking as they know now what happened yesterday. That's love. That's love in action. So love is the way we speak. It's not a feeling. It's not something that happens out here. It's the way that we speak and act toward other people and toward ourselves. Love is not an abstract feeling. It really is an action. So love is saying yes to that voice of God inside, that intuitive voice, that voice that we can hear as we settle down and feel it. I feel it in my body down here. I don't know where other people feel it. I very rarely feel it here, even though that's where I want it to come. I want these genius words to come into my brain. And they very rarely do. Very, very often my brain is like, yeah, but, no, but, yeah, but, no, but. And then there's still that feeling, oh, love in action. So love is about finding out, like really paying attention to that little voice inside instead of these noisy voices in our head. And to get there is we do our spiritual work, right? We got to build our stamina, because this love stuff and creating a world that works for all, especially right now, is going to take some work. And it is taking work. We got to build that stamina. So some of the ways that we do that is prayer and meditation. My hope is that we all are praying and meditating every day. That is like our spiritual workout. And it helps. It helps to be able to stand for a kid who's screaming in the middle of PE. It helps to be able to show up at Pride. It helps to be able to write letters and say uncomfortable truths and do whatever it takes. That's what it helps. So these are the daily exercises that are necessary to build stamina for truth and love. And sometimes I think like, oh, that's not enough. But actually, you know what? Prayer and meditation, they're really enough. And I hope we're doing it every day. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what Ernest Holmes said. And he said, the power of God within us is like a sleeping giant, which must be awakened that it may spring into action. So let's awaken that giant that's in each one of us. Let's become these giant lovers, these giant expressions of God. And so what does that mean? And I think we each have to ask that. And I think we each have to ask, where is the love? And so maybe it's in embracing listening. And maybe it's in embracing listening to people who who disagree with you or you disagree with. Maybe it's in seeking other perspectives. Maybe it's in a run for local government. Or maybe it's in going to a meeting and testifying about what's important to you. Or maybe it's about writing letters, or mentoring a kid, or fostering a dog, or donating money, or telling people you love them. I love you. Maybe it's giving somebody that minute-long hug that they are craving. And if you've ever hugged somebody for a minute, that is one heck of a long time. But maybe it is that. Share your vision. Speak your truth. So what are some of your own love in actions? So as Marianne Williamson says, we want to seek more opportunities. See, it didn't even work. Seek more opportunities to put love in the world. So as I conclude, I want to bring in once again Ernest Holmes. He says, we must demonstrate the truth so completely that we can never be shaken in our conviction. When others doubt the truth, capital T, we must not let that doubt confuse us. Doubt can be like a crack in the mind through which conviction oozes out. So when we are convicted, there is the power of love behind our actions. And that highest vision of God gets a little bit more in focus. Please join me in this affirmative prayer. That power of God that sees the world that works for all, that allows us to creatively imagine that is God. That God that is in back of all things, in all things, through all things, that is God. There is nothing that separates us from God. So what I know is that vision of a world that works for all is as close to my heart, as close to my life, as close to my experience, expression as my own breath. I just say yes to that. And what I know is this creative genius allows us to have conviction of the capital T truth of a world that works for all, a world of peace, a world of justice, a world of love, a world of acceptance, a world of embracing diversity and strengthening lives. That is the truth of who and what we are. And so I deny any truth of long-standing inevitability of any of the small t truths, conditions that we may be living in.
those we can do something about. And I know that that's true. As we take on the conviction of truth, as we take on the conviction of love, we become more powerful stands for love in the world. We become more creative stands for love in the world. And as we quiet ourselves to hear that instinct in ourselves of what is next to do, we say yes. And I am so grateful for that yes. I am so grateful for the examples in our lives, such as the Pride celebration yesterday, that says the yes is working. Yes, and I'll have more, please. Thank you. Thank you. And so I release that word with celebration, with conviction, with action into the law that can only bring us more and more and more. And together we say, and so it is. So it is.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you. All right. We would very much like to invite back up Felicia Taylor for one last song. Thank you, Felicia.
Just sing a little Alicia Keys for you, everybody. War is holy, love is obscene, and we've got it twisted in this lucid dream, baptized in boundaries, school dancing, divided by difference, sexuality and skin. Oh, so we can hate each other, fear each other. We can build these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow, brick by brick. Keep yourself locked in, yeah, we can hate each other, fear each other. We can build these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow, brick by brick. Keep yourself locked in, yourself locked. Oh, maybe we should love somebody. Oh, maybe we could care a little more. So, maybe we should love somebody instead of polishing the bombs of holy war. What if love was holy? What was obscene? We should give life to a beautiful dream. Living for love, unafraid of the end. Forgiveness is the only real revenge. Oh, so we can heal each other and feel each other. We can break these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow, brick by brick. Keep yourself open, yeah, we can heal each other and feel each other. We can break these walls between each other, baby, blow by blow, brick by brick. Keep yourself open, you're open. So maybe we should love somebody. Oh, maybe we could care a little more. So maybe we should love somebody instead of polishing these bombs of holy war. What if love was holy? was obscene, and it wasn't twisted. What a beautiful dream. 'Cause peace and love ain't so far. If we nurse our wounds, for they scar. If we nurse our wounds, for they scar. Ooh.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't she amazing? So amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your gifts, your amazing talent with this community. We are so blessed. And you can hear more original songs and recordings like that beautiful gem there. If you follow Felicia on Facebook at Felicia Taylor Music, and she has a website, FeliciaTaylorMusic.com. She's got a brand new song coming out. She's already released one, and you can find that stuff on anywhere you find streaming music. Apple, you said, Spotify, all the usual places. Look for Felicia because she is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Okay, so I forgot an announcement earlier, so we're going to do it now. And I would like to call up Judy Templeton to talk to us about a wonderful program that we're doing. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you. I am so ecstatic how everything has just connected. From yesterday, thank you. It was just so wonderful to be at Gay Pride and to really meet and greet so many of you and get the chance to talk and celebrate, and then followed by this service that is all super connected. Rebecca, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. And it's a perfect segue for the Thanksgiving basket drive. So, all right. So we have the words love and acceptance. And now I love that you have told us a love job or jobs towards love. So I have one. So every year up until the pandemic, and I kind of hate those words now, but anyway, we have here at CCSL done a Thanksgiving dinner for the underserved, another group for acceptance. And it's just been a beautiful community effort, and we've all had a blast doing it and so forth. We were attempting to do it this year, but came up against some barriers and decided maybe we should just wait a little longer. So in lieu of that, we still want to help, and the way we can is that we're asking any of you and anyone you know to create basically a Thanksgiving dinner in a basket. And all the particulars are included on the website, and there's a flyer, and you can start to read some of this. What we are asking is that if you could do it, or if you know a group that is looking for a project, put it out there, okay? We're the ambassadors of this project. I've already found a whole group that wants to contribute as well. But please, if you can, let everybody know that the baskets need to get delivered, okay? Because it's too complicated to have all come here and, so forth. So the instructions are also on the website and so forth, but it's delivered to an office that's up on Snowden River, where a lot of the community government offices, are located. And you simply go in and they will know exactly what you're talking about and drop it off. It has to be done before November 10th. So that's why I wanted to get up and speak about this now. So let's get going and let's make this happen. And thank you. I'm just blessed and humbled and honored to be part of this community. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judy. Yeah, we are working with the Howard County Association of Realtors, or HCAR, to make this happen. So good community outreach effort. A lot of people enjoy doing community outreach, something greater than our own little community. And this is a perfect opportunity to do that. You can find more information by asking me if you want. We have flyers in the back too, which have the whole list of exactly what needs to go in. You won't buy a fresh turkey and put it in, but a gift card, to a grocery store for them to buy a turkey would be perfect. So that's all on there. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Conscious giving. We have just received a magnificent service. Thank you, everyone, for contributing to today. And now it's time for our conscious giving. I invite you to invoke feelings of love, I'm sure you already have them, and gratitude and abundance, and allow them to fill you and to fill the space around you. And now let's use the power of our word and speak the prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies this offering. And so it is. So feel free to place your offerings in the baskets on the table, and our welcome team will come around and pick them up at the end of service. And for those tuning in virtually, we offer easy ways to share your good with our community. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through our website. Again, that's www.columbiacsl.com. Or you can text your donation to us at 410-498-6165. Do I have a slide for that? I do. And we receive and appreciate all gifts and tithes. So thank you so much for supporting us so that we can remain a vital and thriving center for your spiritual nourishment and mine. All right. We know that as we give, we receive with abundance and gratitude. So please join me as we bless and receive every gift bestowed upon Columbia CSL. Together, we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. On behalf of our entire community, we thank you for being part of our spiritual service today. And we look forward to seeing you again. You are now part of our family. All right, so join us next week. We have a virtual-only celebration service with our interim minister, Reverend Dr. Nadine Rogers, speaking on honoring our diversity. And our guest artist next week is Charles Holt. I don't think I know Charles, so I'm excited about that. So here at Columbia CSL, we believe in the power of affirmative prayer. So feel free to approach a practitioner after service for what we call a 1-minute miracle. Simply let the practitioner know what you would like prayer for, and they will be happy to affirm the spiritual truth of your life and of your experience. And now it's my pleasure to invite Rebecca Beall to close our service with the benediction. Thank you.
So let's just take a moment and soak in the celebration of love that we have just experienced here. Knowing that this is love in action, and we are excited and eager to take our action out into the world and share our love with our communities. Have a beautiful week, and so it is. I do invite any licensed practitioner that is available to stay up after service up to the front to join me at the front of the room.
Oh, let me love us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
That's right. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
And let me care for those around the world.
Let me care for those around the world.
Oh, oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
Oh, let my steps reveal a path of peace.
My steps, reveal a path of peace.
Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder.
Let me talk each day a little.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a
little